Hey guys, Silver Stacker Cracker here, right here at Liberty Coin and Gold, Norman, Oklahoma. Guys, we talked about it. Now we're going to find out. We got Matt here, and we've got some stuff we're going to try to do some trading with. So let's get to it. Let's see what the damage is going to be here.
All right, let's see what we got.
I know one of them's a 13 Indian head, which you have one, right?
We do, yes.
Yeah.
A $10 gold piece.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to be trading for some silver. Let's hope we're going to trade for some silver, but we're going to check all this stuff out first.
So, before we get into the actual nuts and bolts of the trade,
Right.
this is actually a really good thing to talk about here.
Okay.
For people. So this is a retailer branded bullion unit.
Okay.
Right? So this one is from APMEX.
Right.
Right. You'll see them from other companies too. Sometimes it's JM Bullion. Sometimes it can be others. This is generally kind of a faux pas in the industry. If you are a retailer, you generally don't want to put your retailer branding on your bullion products, because what that does is it makes it a liability later when you go to sell it to another dealer. Now, you buy this from APMEX, you get a really good deal on it. If you go back to sell it to APMEX, they'll probably pay you pretty well for it. But if you try to sell it to anybody else, they don't want to do free advertising for their competitors.
Right.
Right. And so now, instead of putting this under my counter, I actually have to like melt this. Or,
Okay.
maybe sell it back to APMEX or
Right,
something if I'm doing
right.
a lot to them. But I have to pay less for these than I pay for all of the rest of the 1 grams.
All of these right here.
And that applies to, silver bars.
Oh,
and
because
rounds
these
and
are,
stuff too.
the PAMP.
Yeah,
And,
this stuff is great. Everybody
Right.
sells this stuff because they're not retailers; they are wholesalers or mints, right? And
Yeah.
they are a retailer. So we are starting our own mint right now. It's going to be called Cimarron Precious Metals, and the reason for that is we didn't want to get into this situation where we put Liberty Coin and Gold on a bullion round, and then they go try to sell that to APMEX or some other dealer somewhere, and they go, well, I don't know who they are. They're my competitor. I don't want to put their stuff under my account and advertise for them. So then that would make our stuff a liability. So to get away from that, we are making things under the name Cimarron Precious Metals. So it's its own company, it's its own entity, and
Nice.
you don't have to, mess with that.
Well, we're excited.
So that's just something I like to kind of tell people.
That's neat. So it's funny because these things right here, of course, we're spot what 32.83ish or so today.
32.40.
Okay,
Those are spots at.
and silver's a little under 32 right now.
Yeah, 31.96.
Okay, so we're about 101 to 1, right? So these things right here, what's funny is when you do buy these, they're considerably higher
Yes.
than spot price.
They are.
Much more than if you were to buy an actual 1 ounce coin for sure.
Yes. And that is mainly due to minting cost. So think about making like a 1 ounce gold bar, and then think about making little 1 gram bars right here. So to make the same amount of gold in bar form as you would have in a 1 ounce bar in this form, you have to do literally 31 times the amount of work to get this as opposed to one ounce gold bar. So that increased minting cost comes through in your final premiums that you pay as a consumer. And so that's why a lot of people don't like the small gold because of the high premiums as a percentage. Where it's really great though is you don't have to, save up $3,200 to get an ounce of gold.
Right. That's maybe a good way to get started.
Yeah, in gold.
If
it
you
is.
don't just have,
Right.
$3,200, $3,300, $3,400, whatever they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
You can get started and maybe buying some 1 gram, 10th, 20th stuff to get yourself rolling.
Now, if you were looking at over the long term doing gold silver ratio trades and actually expanding the amount of metal you have over time without spending any money by trading it back and forth between each other, Well, that's going to kind of be dictating to you which metal you should be buying at the time. Right, so it's either going to be telling you need to be buying silver right now so you can get ready for that trade into gold, or you need to be buying gold right now to get ready for that trade into silver.
Right.
And so if it's telling you to buy silver at the time, then it probably wouldn't behoove you to buy small gold, and vice versa as well. But if you just want to have some gold and you don't want to spend $3,200, then yes, this is the way to go.
Now, what about this stuff? I mean, does this make it worth more because it's it's been graded and encased?
The answer is yes, and the answer is no.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it depends on the
yeah.
market at the time, right?
Okay.
So I have seen times in the market where there's high demand for gold, where stuff like this sells at a really, really high premium. And then I see times more like what we're experiencing now, where a lot more people are selling their gold at the time, and now those premiums have had to come back down because so many dealers are having to wholesale their material rather than retail their material.
Okay.
And so where normally I would be able to put this back under my counter, sell it for maybe 12 to 15% over its spot price of gold, now it's more than likely going to have to get wholesaled to a wholesaler, and they'll probably pay me somewhere right around spot for it, maybe even 99% or something like that.
Right. You know, there's a lot of the new people out there that don't understand that there is not much margin for you guys to make money.
On an
at
ounce of
this.
gold, when we buy it from a wholesaler, we'll have to pay, maybe 2 to 3% over melt price for like a gold American Eagle or gold Buffalo or something like that. And then when we sell it, it's about 150 over melt, which would be 3,200 roughly. That's just shy of 5%. So the premium that you're paying will only be about 5%. So
wow.
very, very tight margins. It's
Tight,
more of a volume business.
Same on silver and stuff.
For sure,
I want to
yeah.
assume, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
And as far as premiums, right? Where do the premiums come from? How do I determine that? Well, we shop all the major online dealers at least once a week and find out what they're selling all the units for, and then we try to stay competitive with them. And usually we can be right there with them, or if not, beat them.
well, that's why we promote Liberty Coin and Gold.
We appreciate it.
I mean, I'm guilty. I bought from all the online guys. I learned a huge lesson. I don't know if you heard this, but we had a video on it. Now I like copper because it's pretty, not
Yeah.
because you're going to make money on it. I
Right.
just do it to keep it for beauty and
Yeah.
and some novelty stuff and to hand out stuff for my wife's real estate. But I bought a Germania 1 kilo. They made the mistake and sent me a Germania 1 kilo silver bar.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. And I was honest enough. How are you, sir? How are you? I was honest enough to call them and send it back,
Yeah.
and they weren't very gracious. So we don't do business with them anymore.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do all our business here, not just because of the videos, but just because. I don't have to pay shipping, number one.
Yeah.
Even though I have to drive over, I don't have to pay shipping. It's fun. You've got all this stuff to look at. You've got guys that know what they're talking about, and not some person on a phone
Right.
or on a computer. So let's check this. Let's see what we got here. It's killing me. I don't. And I did some bartering. I bought a '74 Corvette, 4-speed, beautiful car, one owner car. I did some bartering and paid the balance of that car off with gold.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool. I mean, cash is cash, right?
Yep. Real money is real money.
So you got some customers in here this morning. It's when you get a sunny day and it's beautiful like this.
Yeah, we haven't
I
had
mean,
a lot of those recently.
Yeah. So what about when are they coming out with the Oklahoma Goldbacks? I was thinking about just buying one just to
it's-
have one, you know.
It's the next series that they say they're
Right.
going to produce. They have not put a concrete time frame around it yet. But judging by their last production runs when they were announced, when they actually came to market, I mean, I would think probably by 2026 we'll
Wow.
have one.
And so Goldbacks, not necessarily really a fantastic investment, but more of kind of a novelty collection. kind of deal, like coin collectors and stuff?
They have started out as kind of a novelty because people like them so much and they're so pretty. The concept behind them is actually having a piece of currency that has the value of gold that it's worth on it, right? So rather than like old gold certificates were claim checks for the actual money, the gold that was in a vault somewhere. Well, the idea behind this is let's not have it be a claim check for real money. Let's have it be the real money, but in the convenient form of paper trading units.
Cool.
And really cool concept. People like them so much that they become a little bit collectible.
Right.
And so it's kind of, in a way, made it hard to actually transact with them in the economy with people who take them for payment. But I think once they get more and more popular and they become more and more recognized and used, and there's more and more of them out there, then that will lessen, and
How are
you
you?
can actually probably use them at some point.
Good.
For currency. I mean, you can in some places already use them, like Utah and Nevada where they're used, but it ends up not being used as much as it probably could be because people like them more as collectibles than they do as trading units.
Yeah. Well, if you get a customer come in here, Matt, and he needs some help, you can kind of put me on the back burner, and
Okay.
we can kind of just kind of watch you all do your magic.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, hold on, yeah, I've been looking up a lot, but okay, cool.
I think it might be together.
And then I can keep going. Yeah, for sure.
While he's doing that, guys,
I'm trying to think. There was a key here too.
you can't get much better than that. I had one of my viewers say, "Hey, man, how come you didn't get a good picture or filming of all this beautiful silver he had?" So I'm like, well, I might as well just go ahead and do that because my viewers want me to do that.
They'd be worth something.
So what do we have here? Morgans, all these Morgans.
and Liberty standings.
Okay.
$50.
Wow. Nice. Nice. Well,
What channel are you at, sir?
we're at Silver Stacker Cracker on YouTube, bud.
I'll have to get on.
Yeah,
there.
get on there and check it out, man. We've developed quite a following, and it just keeps growing. Been doing it for about a month and a half, and we're pushing 1,000 subscribers now. So, well, let's go back over here
So,
and check out the old Goldinator.
got something else here to bring to your attention.
Okay.
So this is a Cook Islands $5 piece.
Okay.
These are, I wouldn't call it necessarily a straight up scam because
Okay.
this is a coin
Okay.
made on behalf of a government.
Okay.
And it is technically not lying. But if
Okay.
you look in the loop under there, it says 1/10 ounce 0.24 karat gold, right? So not 24 karat gold, 0.24 karat
Okay,
gold.
okay.
So there is almost no gold in this.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
one needs to go back to the guy we got it from.
Right. Because that is not a 10th ounce of gold.
Okay.
That happens all the time with these.
Yeah, that's what we
'Cause
need to know.
That's what they were going for, to trick
Okay.
people into thinking that this was a 10th ounce of pure
Okay.
gold and not 0.24
So-
gold. Because that no one's ever heard of that. That's not a thing
So,
that's ever
so
happened.
basically, that's file 13.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll go back to the gentleman that we got it from here a while back and say, hey, man, that's not the real deal here. That's why we're here.
20th ounce.
I'm glad you can see, bud.
Right.
You get old, man, you just start losing your eyesight and everything else.
Now, pandas. This
Okay.
is a real panda. It's good to
Okay.
go. Our personal company policy at Liberty Coin and Gold
Mm-hmm.
is we do not make a market for Chinese pandas.
Right?
We will buy them, but we buy them at what we can melt them for.
Sure.
And we actually destroy Chinese pandas
Sure.
and melt them down.
Hey,
And we don't sell them. We don't retail them.
We
so
understand.
that's just our personal policy. So any Chinese pandas we buy at a smaller rate, just like we would the average.
Right.
So that both of those are in that
America.
camp. Yep. All right. So we got.
It's pretty cool. I mean, because, guys, if I wouldn't have brought this in here right here, we would have never known that. So, as we've kind of preached to everybody, make sure your stuff is verified. Make sure you check this stuff before you buy it, as I did not. So, now we have to make another trip, and maybe we'll get our money back. Probably won't. So we will find out. So are you gonna tours a little silver tour again? Wow, there might be a little interest in those. Silver bars. Goodness. What do we got over here, guys? Got some big boy silver in here too.
Yeah, my 11-year-old daughter has a bigger collection than I do now.
Oh,
She
really?
has a grandfather that passed away, and he's the one. He has a huge collection.
Well, that's what we're wanting to do is we want to teach others platinum, big silver. You guys might kill me today, but you know, hold on there. I'm doing this for a reason. Silver Stacker Cracker is not called the Silver Stacker Cracker for nothing. Otherwise, that'd be the Gold Cracker.
Do you do some trading and swapping online?
I don't do it online. I typically will. I'm gonna be coming over here and doing that. I don't get it. Let me tell you something. I do not buy anything from Facebook Marketplace. I do not buy anything from Craigslist. I do not buy stuff from sources that I believe are untrusted. I will not, because you never know what you're getting. eBay, I get a lot of people say, yeah, buy them on eBay. Well, guess what? More people have been hooked on eBay than you would think.
There is a lot of fake stuff on eBay, but they
Yeah.
do have a pretty good return policy.
Yep,
Ironclad.
that's right.
So what we tell people is, if you see something on eBay that you just got to have and you just got to buy it, get it, and then immediately bring it to us. Have us
All right.
authenticate it for you. We do it for free.
Okay.
And then, if it's bad, you're still in that window and you can get your money back, hopefully.
All right. So we come up with a decent number yet? Or are we still working this?
Yep, I got you. So
Yeah, just everything.
we'll go over each thing here.
All right.
So on these 1 gram bars and these 1 gram bars, we do
Yeah,
them all the
yeah.
same. So normally, if you were just selling those, I'd be buying them about 92.5% of spot right now.
Okay. Oof.
Because, yeah,
That's
very
nothing,
silly,
right?
Yeah. Because people are selling so much, we have to pay a
Right,
little bit less than
right.
we normally would.
Right.
But I'm paying you. What is that? Come to.
Maybe I'll give you one of them rare pennies.
We have enough here to get a pretty decent amount of silver.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's 95%. Came
Okay.
up to 95% on those.
Okay.
The Atmex, that's at 75% because I got to melt it.
Right, right.
The quarter ounce gold eagle, I went on eBay. There are people asking $900 to $1,000 for the MS70s,
Right.
but there's no sold ones. So
That's
people aren't
asking.
really- yeah,
That doesn't mean sold. That just
I
means
can't
I'm
find any.
asking for it.
yeah. I can't find any actual sold listings
Right,
like that.
right.
So, I mean, even if it sold at $900, that would be like selling it for what we sell a normal quarter ounce
Right.
for. So I'd be at full spot on it, which is
Okay.
810. Normally,
Okay.
I'd be at like 95
Okay.
to 97%.
Okay.
The Gold Indian and the Gold Liberty. These are both going to be common dates. So normally I'd be at about 95 to 97 on those. I did full spot on those because it's a trade.
Okay.
We already went over the 1 gram bars. Maple Leaves, I'd be normally at 95% of spot. Did spot on those. Normally we're at 90% on the half sovereigns.
Okay.
Went up to 95 on that one.
Okay.
And then the Pando, we went over that. It's the same rate as the
Right. Right.
Atmex.
Okay.
That came to 5,067.67.
Okay. We got some silver to trade, don't we?
And then we can discount the silver you're trading. into,
Okay.
too.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to kind of leave it at that with Matt here at Liberty Coin and Gold. And I'm going to start picking out, and we're going to talk about some silver. We'll do a video on this tomorrow because this one will go up today. We appreciate everybody. Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, United States of America, Silver Stacker Cracker, we gone.